Hey YouTube, welcome back to Dwayne's World. So is scalping only for spring? Well, I'm gonna be doing it here in the fall. You wanna find out why? Well, you better stay tuned. All right, so welcome back to season 2, episode 35 here on Dwayne's World. So we are definitely winding down towards the end of the growing season here. You know, in my area, we're still a little bit warm, so, probably got another couple of weeks before we go ahead and call it quits here. So what do? Season's over, time to winterize all the equipment, time to let the Bermuda go into dormancy and maybe just call it quits for this season too. Well, that's not the way it's going to work here on Dwayne's World. We are going to keep it rolling. I will say we'll probably turn it into season 3 because we're going to start a new chapter, for the end of this year that will carry us through fall season and then into spring next year. So what do I mean? Well, you're going to have to continue to watch this video and I'll explain to you guys why I'm choosing to do a pre-scalp on my lawn today versus doing all the other normal things you would do as part of fall lawn care. All right, guys, so let me just go ahead and show you guys what the lawn looks like currently. As you guys can see here, I got a little bit of dew on the lawn, but the color is still looking on point. Now, our temperatures have still been fairly high for this time of year. We're probably still in the high 80s, low 90s. Now, overnight temperatures have definitely dropped, which means that the Bermuda growth has absolutely slowed down. Now, I haven't done a treatment of really anything for the last couple weeks. It's probably been about 2 weeks since I threw down some PGR, but the growth, again, like I mentioned, has slowed down. It's probably been about a week since I did my mow. And in fact, you guys saw that mow when I featured my McLean Edger on the last episode here on Dwayne's World. But today, we're going to get in another mow, and this may surprise you, but I'm actually going to be cutting at 5/8 of an inch, and I'll explain why after the mow. All right, guys, so this is the mower I'm going to be using today, the 20-inch California trimmer. Absolutely love it. As you guys can see here, I am going to be catching my clippings using the Real Rollers GrassTopper. Absolutely love it. But why I especially love it now is because of that bad boy right there, the Grass Shield Extender. You guys can see here, I definitely have my height of cut dropped a little bit to about 5/8 of an inch. So one other thing I'm going to do a little bit differently today is I'm going to change up my mowing pattern here. But for today, I'm going to be mowing in this direction, which is an angle you guys have never seen before. So with that, let's go ahead and start up the mower. All right, guys, so a little bit of a change of plans. There is just way too much coming off at one time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the height of cut, and I'm going to have to do a double cut. So I'm going to go ahead and raise it to 3/4, and then I'm going to come back again and cut it at 5/8. So I apologize. I am going to adjust the height of cut because the grass catcher is getting too full, long before I even done a single pass. All right, guys, so I'm probably about a third of the way done here. Stripe action is not going to look as good because the sun is not really in the direction that I'm mowing. But let me show you guys something here. So Dwayne, have you put down your pre-emergent? Dwayne, have you done your fungicide? Dwayne, have you done your insecticide for fall season? All good practices that you should be doing. Hopefully, you did get your pre-emergent down. For me, I didn't do it. I'm too late. Let me show you what happens. If you guys look here in the weaker part of my lawn, that is POA. You may be thinking to yourself, it's too late. It's over. What am I going to do? All right, so I'm going to keep mowing here. And after this first pass here, I'm going to talk to you guys about why I have not followed the normal schedule and why I have not put down my pre-emergent. So just stay tuned. Whew, there we go. First pass, almost done. The reason why I say almost done is, let me show you guys something. I figured I would leave one part of the lawn here uncut. Just want to give you guys an example of height of cut differences. So I think this is going to be a pretty good illustration. It wasn't what I was planning to do, but I figured, you know what, let me take an opportunity and just show you guys what the difference in height of cut looks like. All right, guys, so as you guys can see here, on this part of the lawn here, it's near the front of my lawn, you can see where I have my pass right here. This is uncut, and this is cut, and this is cut to 3/4 inch. Now, let me kind of go over and show you guys where I first started, and that is 5/8 of an inch. So again, 5/8 of an inch, and where you see that line there is 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch, and not cut. My estimation is probably about an inch, is probably my guess on what the height of cut is there. All right, so the reason why I just wanted to show you guys that is, even though I know we're getting towards the end of the growing season, I think it's just a good lesson for people that are probably newer to Bermuda, is this is where the importance of mowing often really plays a factor in how well you can maintain a specific height of cut. So as I mentioned, I'm maintaining at 3/4 of an inch. It's probably been about a week since I mowed, but it definitely has slowed down quite a bit. And I was able to really maintain the 3/4 inch by taking off 1/4 of an inch. For example, if my height of cut truly was 5/8 of an inch, and I'm going into this time of year, I still needed to mow my lawn at least twice in order to maintain that height of cut with how slow the Bermuda is growing right now. Now, if I was in the thick of it in the middle of the summer and I was trying to maintain 5/8 of an inch, I'm out here mowing 3-4 times a week in order to maintain that 5/8 of an inch. Now, the reason why I even point this example out is because I want to be real with everybody, REEL, with how often you have to mow just to even maintain 5/8 of an inch. And then there's people out there talking about 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. You're out there mowing every day. And you know, I don't know about you guys, I have a regular job to maintain, a family to maintain. I can get out here every day. So that's why I like 3/4 inch with PGR during the middle of the summer, because it's not necessarily going to ruin your life and how often you have to mow. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and take a look here at the lawn after the first pass. Stripe action actually looking pretty good, even though the sun isn't necessarily in this direction. Again, let me turn it around for you guys, give you guys a better view. All right, so as you guys can see here, I mowed in this direction. I rarely mow in this direction, believe it or not. And that's why you're kind of seeing some unevenness when it comes to how straight my lines are. Again, most of the time I mow in this direction, or I kind of mow in an angle, kind of like in this direction here. This is where I just wanted to change up my mowing pattern just because of the fact that I knew I was going to be dropping the height of cut. So Dwayne, why are you cutting down to 5/8? Well, believe it or not, I'm going to go lower than 5/8. It just right now, I'm sticking at 5/8. But in the upcoming week or so here, I'll be doing a scalp. And you may be curious, why? What's going on? That's crazy. Why in the world are you dropping your height of cut when it's not going to green back up in time for the rest of this growing season? You're going to be looking at a dormant lawn. Are you just throwing in the towel right now, Dwayne? Well, that is an option. People can do that if they choose to do that. You know, I live in a climate where, you know, I don't really have to raise my height of cut because we don't hit any freezing temperatures for the most part. There might be a couple overnight lows that get into the freezing, but for the most part, I don't have to worry about that. So I really could just leave my lawn at 5/8 and it would be perfectly fine. Maybe some people want to get ahead on next year's scalp. They don't want to have to scalp off as much. It's an option. You can do an end of year scalp, but just be prepared because of the fact your lawn is not going to be looking good. And again, you are going to be calling it quits at that point and probably not mowing for the rest of the year. So Dwayne, why are you dropping the height of cut? Well, if you remember earlier in the video, I mentioned I have some POA that's breaking through. And it breaks my heart because I should have put down my pre-emergent. So now it's the million-dollar question. Dwayne, why didn't you put down your pre-emergent? What's the deal? Well, you guys remember last year, I overseeded my front lawn. And that's right, this year, I'm overseeding the backyard. That's right, I am gonna be overseeding my lawn with perennial rye. You may be thinking to yourself, Dwayne, are you crazy? That is the sin of Bermuda owners, is you do not overseed. Perennial rye and Bermuda should not mix, but they do mix. You got to just know how to take care of it in the springtime so you make sure you come out of the dormancy the right way. And you know, it's been about a year since I started YouTube, a little over. And I figured, you know what? This is going to give me an opportunity to try new things on my lawn. Stripe action I've never seen before. And we all know about the revolution that's going to be arriving to most people's doorsteps after January 1st if you did that pre-order. And you never know. Not going to let you guys know just yet. If a Revolution 26 is on its way to me, you're going to have to I'm going to keep you guys in suspense right now because I'm not going to tell you whether or not we're going to be mowing with that mower or the other mowers I have in my arsenal. So with that, let's go ahead and get on to the double cut. And now we're going to 5/8. All right, guys, so let me kind of show you here. I got a couple passes going. You can see a lot of scalping, and that's okay. But one thing I had to do is I had to set up a trash can at the end of that aisle and then the trash can on that side, because I'm having to empty the bag about every pass and a half maybe. Just so much grass coming off, but it's going to help me go a little bit faster here. So let's go ahead and continue to mow. Here to the shade for just a minute. Oh man, it is not going the way I'd wanted. The reel is getting so bound up with so many clippings, so it's not even a matter of the grass catcher getting full. It's really just there's so much coming off of the lawn, and in fact what's happening is the grass catcher can't handle it all. And it's nothing against the Grass Shield or the GrassTopper. This is not a reflection of any of those products, trust me when I say that. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to change it up. So what I'm going to start doing right now is, rather than go ahead and continue to bag, I'm just going to continue to mow. All right, and then what I'll do is I'll come back with the rotary mower and clean up all those clippings, because I do not want to leave those clippings on the lawn, especially because of the fact that I'll be overseeding. So with that, let's go ahead and continue to mow. I was not expecting to do this much work today. Kind of figured I'd come out, just do a little pre-scalp, you know, put it on video for you guys and call it a day. But let's go ahead and take a look here. There's quite a bit of scalp action, which is what we want. Let me go ahead and turn it around. All right, guys, so I definitely have a lot of lawn clippings on the lawn here. I'm gonna go ahead and take my rotary mower, just sweep them all up. You know, for those of you that do not have a rotary mower, but you have a real mower, you absolutely need a rotary mower. You know, a lot of times people upgrade, they trade in, but don't. You need a rotary mower. This is a perfect example of where the rotary mower can really serve its purpose. Not that it can't cut grass, but it really works well to clean up your lawn. So with that, let me show you guys what I'll be using, because I'm not going to be using my normal rotary mower. All right, so this is what we'll be using today. This is a Honda HRX 217 rotary mower. Has a twin blade design. It also has the select drive system, which basically allows you to control your speed. One of the things that is also really nice about this rotary mower, a lot of rotary mowers on the market do not work independently, meaning once you have the motor running, the blade is spinning. But this one here does give you the option to be able to stop the blade and keep the motor running. Now, another feature that I absolutely love on this is you do have an option here to bag or mulch, or you could do a little bit of half and half. Maybe you don't want to bag everything. Obviously, today we're going to go ahead and bag everything out of the lawn because we want to clean it up. It does have a plastic deck design. Now, don't let that plastic fool you. It's actually more durable than metal. Now, the height of cut I'm going to go with is 1 inch. Now, this mower can go down to 3/4 inch, which is absolutely fabulous. A lot of rotary mowers cannot go that low. So it's nice to see that this one can actually drop down. Now, the reason why I have this is not actually my mower. This belongs to a buddy of mine. He asked me if I can clean the carburetor because there is some surging that happens when it's at idle. But when it's running, it absolutely works great. So with that, let's go ahead and start it up and clean up the lawn. Well, it probably helps if there's gas in it. It's not one of those new electric mowers. Should have checked that before I started it up. Make sure not to spill the gas on the grass, otherwise you get some brown spots. Give this another try here, better work. Throttle up. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm gonna let it warm up there for a minute. Whew, it is hot today. We're in the 90s. I would not be surprised if my lawn fully greens back up. Let me give you guys a shot here, see what the lawn looks like. Not too bad, not too bad. Let me go ahead and turn around. All right, so there we go. Now, of course, the stripe action isn't necessarily perfect. The color isn't necessarily perfect. All right, but again, the point of bringing the lawn down is to scalp it even further. And there will be another part to this video where I bring it down closer to maybe under a ½ inch. That way I can throw the perennial rye down, and we'll see how well the lawn comes out when it's overseeded. All right guys, so really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. You know, I absolutely always love doing these mowing videos for you guys. I know you guys like watching them, but it was a lot of work today, no joke. You know, with the double cut, with the rotary mower, so you're practically mowing 3 times, but it's well worth it. And the reason why it's worth it is because of the fact that as we go into the fall season here, I want to be able to provide content for you guys. So as you guys are inside, warm around the fireplace, I will be outside mowing, laying down that stripe action, which I know you guys are going to enjoy seeing. Now, I do have a couple of videos that are lined up, you know, kind of talking about the fall season, just a couple tips and tricks that you guys can use. And unfortunately, because of the fact that I've already started shooting some of that video, I actually made a mistake. And I hope it does not come back and bite me. But I don't think it will, but we'll have to wait and see. But if you want to find out what I'm talking about, you better subscribe to my channel, follow my content, give me a like in this video if you guys enjoyed it, and as always, be excellent and party on.